In 1965, my father was challenged by the Chinese martial arts community for teaching martial arts, for teaching Kung Fu, Chinese Kung Fu, to non-Chinese, which was a big no-no back then. And the Chinese martial arts community challenged him to a fight. And they said, if you win the fight, then you can teach whomever you would like. And if we win the fight, you have to stop teaching non-Chinese. They had this fight, and my father won it in about 3 minutes. However, at the end of that fight, he was very upset, even though he had won. And he had his head in his hands, and he was sort of sitting down afterwards, and came to the realization that, first of all, he had been very winded in the fight, so he had didn't have good enough physical conditioning, and secondly, his classical martial arts training had not served him well in real combat. He was no longer fluid. He was no longer able to get to the heart of the matter and really strike efficiently or defend efficiently. And so he did away with his traditional martial arts training and sort of dying to his traditional training and freeing his mind now that he had died as a classical martial artist. In order to come up with a symbol for that, he asked his friend George Lee to create something for him, and this is what he created. My father had him make this headstone. It's quite heavy, actually. It's made out of metal, and it's got a place for flowers, which I think is kind of interesting. And on the front of it, it says, "In memory of a once fluid man, crammed and distorted by the classical mess." He was now being reborn as a free thinker and free to create his martial way, which he did, and which he named JKD.